Hello my darlings, my name's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the start of a Summerween reading vlog and I am very excited to read all of the spooky books. So this year's Summerween vlog is going to be pure utter chaos, my friends, because I'm in the middle of moving, so 90% of my books are in boxes. I'm getting a 7-foot tall bookshelf today. Peyton and I are trying to move in. We're kind of in between places right now. It's a hot ass mess, to be really frank with you, but we should be fully into the new apartment by the end of the week. So it's going to be a moving vlog, reading spooky books. We're just going to see what happens. So I have quite the TBR and I think I'm just going to mood read my way through this whole stack. So I have an ebook of What Moves the Dead by Kingfisher, which I really want to read. It's supposed to be like a creepy horror novel, I don't know, dead animals and mushrooms or something. But I really want to get to that. And then I also have a copy of Not Good for Maidens somewhere in a box. I don't know, but I can find it if I want to read it this week. So those are two that are high up on my TBR. And then I also have some spooky arcs that I kind of want to get to. Obviously I'm not going to read all of these books this week, but I want to try and read at least some of them. So I have The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I have She Is Haunting, which is a haunted house novel that comes out in January of 2023. So this would fit with the prompt for read a book with the word haunt in the title. I also have Malice House by Megan Shepherd, which is another haunted house book. I have The Undead Truth of Us, which is a zombie novel that comes out in August. I have another zombie book called Warm Bodies that I've had for a really long time that looks really good. This also has some really cool like illustrations in it and stuff of like creepy body parts and whatever. I also have this one that I bought yesterday. It's called The Kaiju Preservation Society. So Boston from Boston Reads was recommending this in one of her recent videos, and it's a book about cryptids, and so I guess kaijus are like these giant like lizard creatures, which sounds really cool. She really enjoyed it and we have similar reading tastes, so I think I'll like that one. And then I also grabbed a copy of Plain Bad Heroines from work yesterday because we got a damaged copy in, and I also have the audiobook for this, so this might be a good move if I'm like trying to unpack and stuff. So anyways, those are some of the books that I'm thinking about reading this week. We will see what happens. I have no idea how many books I'm going to get to or how crazy this vlog is going to be, but I know we're going to be moving in. We move the big furniture in a couple of days, so once that happens it should be a little more chill. But anyways, let's get into the vlog. Hello. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a reading update. So today at work we had a couple copies of this book come in, and I was kind of looking at it because it looked cute, and then I ended up reading like 30 pages and getting really invested, and so then I had to buy it. And it's called In the Beautiful Country, and it's a new middle grade that just came out, and it's written in verse, and it's about this young girl who moves from China to the US, and her parents decide to move the family to California because they think that there will be like more opportunities there and things like that. And it's a really, really beautiful story, and I'm like super into it, even though I'm right at the beginning. So I think I'm gonna add this to my Summerween TBR. And you're probably thinking, Aaliyah, what the hell? Like, that's not even spooky. You're right. But I was looking at the prompts again for Summerween, and they don't all like have to be spooky. So also I guess I should explain a little bit more about like what Summerween is. So Summerween is a readathon that happens every year in the summer and the winter, and it's basically this readathon that's hosted by Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby from Gabby Reads, and their whole thing is that they love Halloween, and so they host Summerween and then Winterween twice a year so that we can read like spooky, fun, creepy books for a week while we're waiting for October to come around, basically. And so this year there's 5 different prompts. So I want to talk to you about what the prompts are, and I have them on my phone, so I'm just gonna talk them through with you. So the first prompt is read a book in the dark or at night, and so I was thinking for that I could just keep reading In the Beautiful Country tonight and then count that for prompt 1 because I'm flying through it and I'm absolutely loving it, and that's just what I want to read right now. And then the second prompt is read a book with Halloween colors on the cover. So for that, I thought I might pick up my special order that came in at work today. Hell yes, I'm so excited. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I really, really want to read this, and it's really short actually. So I think I'm going to read this for the second prompt because it has red and black on the cover, which are Halloween colors. And then I also want to show you what it looks like underneath because it's really, really cool. Can I do this one-handed? I sure can. So it's got this cool haunted house on the cover and red on the spine, and then the end papers, oh my god, creepy rabbits, bro. And it's supposed to be a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's The Fall of the House of Usher. So it's gonna be really, really interesting. I think it's about this guy who's a soldier, and he like gets out of the military and he finds out that his friend, this lady, is like dying, and so he goes to her house, the House of Usher, to see her and like figure out what's up. And turns out the House of Usher is like really creepy, and there's a lot of like creepy stuff going on with the animals, and there's fungi all over the house, and this girl that he's friends with is like hearing voices in her head. And anyway, so he's there to figure out what's going on with the house, what's going on with the family, and try to like, I don't know, help them and save them maybe? I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Mexican Gothic, and I'm really, really excited about this. I think it's gonna be creepy and fun. So anyways, that is what I'm gonna be reading tonight, and that kind of takes care of like the first couple of prompts. And then prompt number 3 is read a book with haunt in the title. And so I went through my whole TBR on Goodreads the other day and was looking for books that would fit with this, and the only one is the one that I showed you on my TBR from earlier. I don't remember what it's called. I'll put up the picture here. Something about haunting. I don't know. It's the arc that I have that comes out in January. And then prompt number 4 is read a slasher. So slashers aren't really my thing. And also I feel like I'm not going to know if a horror book that I own is a slasher until I get into it and start reading it. So I'm just going to probably pick a random spooky book for that sounds like it could fit the prompt. And then prompt 5 is make or bake a spooky fall themed treat. So for this, I really want to make some peanut butter brownies because I just found a really good recipe, and I was going to add like maybe some Halloween sprinkles to make it like spooky. So anyways, that's my plan for right now, but I probably will wait until we're totally moved into the new apartment to bake the brownies and use it as like an oven test to make sure our oven works. And then I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, this is the TBR for the night, and I will probably talk to you either later tonight or in the morning. Adios.
Phone got a couple cracks on it. Oh well, boy on the retina. People show and tell. Something spicy in my drink. Do my dance like Channing tag with a waist that she make a boy act dumb. She know she hot.
Good morning, my darlings. So I'm gonna update you while I brush my hair because I have like 15 minutes to get ready for work. Because today was one of those days where I, set my alarm and got up and then was like, oh shit, I need to wash my hair today because it looks like a dead rat. So anyways, I'm just gonna chat with you while I try and fix this utter madness. So last night I did a little bit more reading of In the Beautiful Country, and I'm still really, really enjoying this. So far our main character has like gotten off the plane in America, and she's in California, and she's kind of realizing that like her life's gonna be really different there. So her parents basically like bought a restaurant in California, and oh, and my battery's dying, cool. So anyways, they bought a restaurant, and so the parents are like trying to learn English, and she's trying to learn English, and they're trying to run this restaurant, and obviously they don't have like a ton of money, and they're trying to get settled and stuff, and so she's realizing that like they don't have as nice of like furniture, and their TV is like really old and it's black and white. And also this is set in the 80s, by the way. But yeah, so she's trying to like help out at the restaurant, and she's only 10, but her mom keeps telling her like, you're not a little kid anymore, and like you need to help out and stuff. So she's like doing her best, but her parents don't really like appreciate her helping or like notice because they're so busy, obviously dealing with moving to a brand new country and trying to start a business and stuff. So that's really interesting, and I really like that it's told in verse, and the author like doesn't use any more words than she needs to get her point across. And so the story is just like really poignant and impactful, but in like really short sentences, which I think is really cool. So I'm really enjoying that so far. And also, it just came out in June. I think the release date was June 14th, but it has like really good reviews on Goodreads, which is kind of cool to see. So I'm really excited about this book so far, and I think it's going to be a really fun time. So that's going on. And then I gotta go to work really soon, and it's a Saturday, so it's our super busy day, so I'm sure it's going to be absolutely swamped. And I'm working more hours than I usually do on Saturday because my boss asked me to. So that's cool. So I probably won't see you until like this evening. But I think I'm going to go back over to the new apartment tonight and help Peyton move some stuff. And the 7-foot tall bookshelf got delivered yesterday, so I'm going to show you guys that. And also I've been over there like every single day this week before work trying to like clean and stuff because we got an apartment that's a little bit older so that we wouldn't have to pay as much rent. But it's a little bit like dusted, busted, and crusted, you know what I'm saying? So I've been trying to clean the cabinets, and I had to put like this liner inside the cupboard, the cupboards and the drawers, because the bottom is like flaking off inside and it's kind of gross. So I had to measure those and cut those yesterday. And then I still need to wipe out like the upper cupboards before we put like our pots and pans and stuff, because tomorrow is our super big moving day. So we're trying to like move a lot of the smaller stuff today and get ready to bring all the big furniture in. So anyways, that's what's up, and I will probably talk to you after I get back from work. Hello, darling. These are all the books and various other knickknacks and such. Thank you, dear.
These are the books.
These are the books. These are also books and whatever else. And now our walls are white and very boring. Thank you, dear, for being the Flash. The pile of boxes is growing taller. We were packing last night, and this is as far as we got. All of our stuff is just looking absolutely a wreck, but it's cool. So we're gonna go move, and I will check in with you later. Welcome to the new apartment. Hello, it's moving day. Don't mind whatever my hair is doing. I wanted to show you guys the progress we've made so far. So this is the living room. We just moved the couch in, and we got the big bookshelf in yesterday, and it looks super good. Obviously I need to move my desk out of the way, but anyways, there's that. We're trying to figure out where we're gonna put everything, so it's kind of a mess. We also have like a huge stack of boxes over here that we need to unpack. And then this is what's going to be the office. And then I'm gonna show you the bathroom that I was working on today. So last night Peyton built this awesome cabinet for behind the toilet. So we have like little shelves and stuff because we really needed more storage in here. And then I just got the new shower curtain liner up, and I was cleaning the shower, so everything is clean. Amen. But yeah, moving day, oh my god, stressful. We got the bed in too, and then we have end tables, and my little TBR car is just like vibing in the corner. But anyways, we're tired, we're sweaty, we're trying to get everything in. But I think we're gonna get pretty much everything moved in today, and then we can start unpacking and organizing some books perhaps. Also I wanted to show you the drawer liners that I had to cut and put in because our new cabinets are kind of like peeling on the inside. So I did this yesterday. I put this stuff, this like foamy stuff, in all the drawers, and I had to like measure it and cut it and stuff. But we got that all going on, and I cleaned the kitchen, and so we're in business. The house is a mess, but we are fully moved in. So I just got home from work and I wanted to give you a little bit of a reading update because I did a lot of reading last night. So I'm almost done with In the Beautiful Country, and I've been kind of like tabbing it and stuff, and I'm like over 2/3 of the way in now. I think I have like 90 pages left, but I'm really enjoying this so far. And also I wanted to amend my previous statement, because I know before I said that this girl and her parents moved to the US from China, but actually they moved from Taiwan, and it's kind of like unclear at the beginning of the story, but it gets explained later on. And so basically our main character is half Chinese and half Taiwanese. Her dad is Chinese, and so in Chinese culture, your like place of origin is traced through your family line through your father. So she like tells people that she's Chinese, but really she's half and half, and she was born and raised in Taiwan. So anyways, it explains it all in the story. But it's also interesting to hear about her parents, because her dad is from China, but like he was kind of forced to stay in Taiwan and wasn't able to go back to China because of the political stuff that was going on in the 70s. And that's also explained in here, and it's really interesting to hear like the history of Taiwan and China during like the 70s and early 80s, and I didn't really know about that before, so I've been learning a lot with this. And I know that I told you it was written in verse, and it is, but for me it feels kind of more like vignettes. So it's written in these like little chunks, and then each of these like little chunks is only like a page to like 3 pages long, so the book flies by really fast, and I like that a lot. And the short format with these like little titles and stuff kind of makes it feel like our main character is writing almost like diary entries kind of about her experience from moving to the US, and how her family buys this restaurant and they're really struggling, and then the restaurant has all these like break-ins that are happening, and her parents are kind of realizing that like the restaurant is kind of a sinkhole and they're throwing money into it, and they're like fighting with each other because they're struggling financially. And then our main character Anna is like getting bullied at school, and it's the 80s, so some of the kids say like really racist things to her, and it's sad, but it's impactful and it's interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. So I think this is either going to be like a 4.5 or a 5-star, depending on what happens at the end. But I'm really loving this, and I'm flying through it. And then I also started She Is Haunting this morning at work, but I'm not very far in, so I don't have a lot of thoughts. But I was reading the prologue again, and it sounds like it's going to be like a YA version of Mexican Gothic set in Vietnam. So the synopsis says that we follow this girl named Jade, who is going to visit her estranged father in Vietnam, and she's like staying at his house, and she's kind of trying to just like pretend like she's straight and Vietnamese enough to impress him so that he will help her out and help pay for her college. But she gets there and the house is like really creepy, and he's staying there with her sister, I think, and she's realizing that like something is off in this house, and she's trying to figure out what the rot at the root of this house is, and kind of figure out who she is and try and save her family, essentially. But it sounds like it's got Mexican Gothic vibes, because it's like she goes to bed at night and she feels like she's paralyzed, and she's seeing this like ghost bride, and this ghost bride lady is like telling her not to eat anything. Anyways, it sounds like she's like hearing voices and stuff and echoes and creepy shit in the house. So anyways, I'm interested in this, but it's actually interesting because it's reminding me of a combination of Mexican Gothic and In the Beautiful Country. So I think these two actually pair really well together. But anyways, I think this is going to be very creepy. And it's kind of weird. The prologue is called Mouth, and it's basically about the creepy house and how the house has like the echoes of people who lived there before, but there's also definitely something like rotten and creepy and like wrong going on. And the first line is, "This house eats and is eaten," which I think is really interesting. So I don't know about this. We'll see where it goes. I'm curious, and I think this will be good for the readathon, but I really have no other thoughts than that. But anyway, so that's my reading update for now. And then also I was thinking about how I was working on my SUMMERWEEN spread for my reading journal yesterday, and I realized that I haven't showed you guys my reading journal before, so I wanted to do a really quick flip through so that you could see like the other pages that I've been working on lately, because I've been kind of getting into it. So let's take a gander at that. Okay, so this is my reading journal, and it has like fun witchy vibes. And I started it like back in April, so this is my April wrap up that I did. And some of these pages aren't totally finished because it's kind of a work in progress, but that's the first one that I did, and I kind of just wrote like what genres I read and the titles of the books that I read and what videos I uploaded and stuff like that. And then I've been doing these fun little stamps too. And then this was my June reading tracker where I highlighted all the days that I read for that month. And then this is my summer TBR that I wrote down for my summer TBR video so that I could actually like check off the books I read and stuff. And then I did like a little doodle around the edge. I've been trying to use this as like a artsy fun thing for me to do instead of just like gluing in pictures and stuff like some people do. But anyways, this is my June wrap up. And I also put like books that I was still currently reading because I tend to read multiple books at one time. And then I put the genres, the videos I uploaded, and some more stamps and washi tape that I got. And this is the list of arcs that I have that I need to read, and then like the release dates so that I know when I need to read them by, and then I can check them off my list. And then this is going to be my July reading tracker. And then this is my SUMMERWEEN page that I was showing you guys that I was working on. I did some more after I showed you. So these are all the reading prompts, and then I'm going to write the books that I read here, and then these are the Instagram challenges that I've been checking off. This also isn't totally done, but anyways, that's just what I've done so far, and I wanted to show you. Good morning. So, exciting news. I found the audiobook for What Moves the Dead by Kingfisher on Scrib today, so I think I'm going to start this when I get home from work, and I'm really excited, but I do need to go to work, and when I get home, hopefully I can do some reading. I was going to read this morning, but this morning got like kind of weird. I woke up this morning at like 9, and then the maintenance guy showed up to fix our stove because one of our burners in the new place is broken. But it was weird because I thought it was the Amazon delivery guy, so he like knocked or whatever, but I couldn't hear him because we've got like a million fans on in the house because it's hot. So he just came in, and then I was like, oh, it's the maintenance guy. And so I peeked my head out and was like, hi, and I totally like scared the shit out of him. And I felt bad, but I was also like, you're in my house and it's like 9 in the morning, and I don't have a peephole, so I'm not gonna answer the door for strange men. So anyways, whatever. Long story short, I'm going to work. Bye. Hello, I just got off work and I wanted to give you a reading update and show you some stuff. So, guess whose special order came in today for the daughter of Dr. Moreau? Oh, hell yeah! And then also, I found an arc in the basement today where we keep a lot of our arcs for The Restless Dark. And I'm interested in this because I've been wanting to read some of Erica Waters' other books, like The River Has Teeth and Ghostwood Song. So I'm interested to see if I like her writing style in this one. So maybe I'll do like a vlog where I just read a bunch of her books. I don't know. It's an idea, but I'm really curious about this because it sounds like it's about a serial killer who dies, and there's like this contest to find his bones, and so these 3 girls team up to try and like find this guy's body, and one of them is the last victim that he kidnapped who got away, and then one of them is a psychology student, and the other one is a big true crime fan. And then I think there's also something to do with a podcast in here too, so it sounds really interesting, so I'm interested in getting to this soon. And then I wanted to update you because I went off TBR a little bit. Shocker, I know. But I found this really cool graphic novel when I was shelving at work yesterday, and it's called The Me You Love in the Dark, and it's by Skottie Young and George Corona. And Skottie Young is one of my favorite graphic novel writers and illustrators, and so I didn't know that he had a new graphic novel out this year, but apparently does. And I was just ignorant of that fact, but I found it at work and I was like, wow, this looks really cool, and it's spooky and it has this really like eerie art style that I really like. And so I picked it up on a whim at work and I started reading it, and now I'm like almost done. And so I want to tell you what it's about. It's about this lady who's an artist, and her name's Ro, and basically she's made it as an artist and she has like a bunch of her stuff on display at this art gallery and stuff, but she's kind of in like an art slump and she's having trouble like doing new paintings and things. And so, sorry, one of my neighbors is behind me just like dicking around. Anyway, so basically she's like having a hard time making art and being inspired. So she decides to go off to the country and like rent a house for a few months and make some art so she has something to put in this new art show that she's doing in a few months. And her agent is like on her about making new art and stuff. So anyways, she decides to go to this small country town, and she has a realtor, and she's with her realtor at the beginning of the book, and the lady's like, hey, I found this house you might like. It's really old and it looks cool, but just FYI, it has like a sketchy past, and the previous owners who lived there all said that it was haunted and it's been abandoned for a while. And Ro is like, sounds perfect, I'll take it. So she moves in and she still has artist's block, and she's kind of just like chilling at this house staring at blank canvases all day. But she has this idea that it could be haunted, right? So she starts kind of like taunting the ghost and is like, hey, like you could help me unpack, or like you could help put up some pictures, ghost. And then one day the ghost talks back to her. And the story kind of like goes from there. But let me just tell you, so she meets this ghost in the house, right? And she's like, oh, you're a ghost, right? And this entity that looks like a shadowy man kind of, he's like, well, other people might call me a ghost, but really I'm something else. And I'm like, this is a demon. Demon, you need to run. What are you doing? And so Ro, listen, this lady, she basically is an alcoholic. Like every single page in here has her drinking a glass of red wine. So I don't know if it's just her like alcoholism or what, but I think she's like lonely and she's struggling with her art and everything. So she kind of like uses this demon in the house as her new muse to help inspire her to make art. And she does make a lot of art, but as the story goes on, she's kind of like losing it, and she's hanging out with this demon. And not like they're just chatting or whatever. Like she's straight up having a whole relationship with this demon daddy, essentially. And she's not just like chilling here for like a couple weeks at this haunted house. Like she's living here for many months. Like at one point it shows the trick-or-treaters outside, and then later she's like making Christmas cookies and stuff. So like she's going through the seasons with the demon daddy is what I'm trying to say. And it's time. It's really like they're dating. Like they make cookies together and they hang out and watch movies and eat popcorn together, and like she's just dating a demon chilling in this house for like 6 months making creepy paintings and stuff. But the demon kind of like is possessive of her after a while and like doesn't want her to leave the house and is always like pouring her more glasses of wine and stuff. So it's kind of sketchy. And then, I don't know, I've also been thinking, like, is the demon actually there, or is it like some figment of her imagination because she's becoming like a serious alcoholic and she's depressed and lonely in this house by herself and stuff? So I don't know. It's really interesting. And I love the art, and I also really like watching these scenes like this where she's like painting in her studio and stuff, because you can tell that it's something she's really like passionate about, to the point where she's kind of like obsessive about it. And I feel like that's really interesting and kind of, I don't know, weirdly relatable for me, because I went through a phase where I was like obsessively writing poems for like 6 months or whatever. That was a while ago. That's a story for another day. But it was really interesting to see her do all this stuff with this demon, and have her art kind of like, I don't know, inspired by the demon, but also like, I don't know, it's hard because you can tell she's really into art, she's into her work, but also how much is the wine and the demon influencing her and her decisions and the art that she's doing, because she's trying to like find a new art style because she doesn't like what she's been doing for years, even though it made her really famous. So she's kind of finding her own style, but you can tell that her style is now like dark and creepy, and anyways, so this is a whole time and a half, but I think I'm probably gonna finish this tonight because I'm almost done, and then I'm also gonna try and finish in the beautiful country. So that's the plan. I also need to maybe make a spooky snack tonight, so that's kind of the plan, and I'm gonna go home and I'll see you in a bit. It's time to make a treat. So we're making peanut butter brownies, and I was going to make them like Halloween spooky themed, but I realized that I'm actually allergic to the Halloween sprinkles I was gonna put on top. So we're just gonna have normal peanut butter brownies, and I'm calling it spooky because they're kind of like something you would have in the fall. Whatever, just roll with me. We're making brownies. We're going to make brownies right now. Let's go.
Different continent, I packed a bag in confidence. I didn't come for compliments, oh no. A couple decades working late, 100 no's, 100 fails. That's what it takes to elevate someone. And now I use that high IQ to get the check. Don't spend it on some stupid kitty flex. I prove nothing to no one but myself. Nah, I'm looking inside me and I love what I see. I'm a grown fucking woman and I don't give a shit what you think about me.
Well, these didn't really turn out the way that I had hoped. I guess now they're spooky because it looks like a peanut butter monster died on top of my brownies. Oh lord. Well, that's great. I'm just gonna let these hang out and cool here for a little while, and then I'm gonna try them. Hello. I'm gonna run some errands, and I thought I would bring you with me. So I'm gonna go to Bath & Body Works because I heard that their fall candles are out, and every year I get the vampire candle because it's my favorite thing on God's green earth. So I'm gonna go get a vampire candle, and I also have 2 holds to pick up from the library, so we're gonna do that. And then I kind of just want to like take you with me and have a fun and fresh time, because the last couple days have low-key sucked. I didn't vlog very much yesterday because I started my period at like 5:30 in the morning, and then I just had cramps all day and felt like shit, and then this morning I felt like shit, but I had to go back to our old apartment because I had to clean it because I need to return the keys before the end of the month, which honestly I kind of forgot about doing that. So I had to go over there this morning and clean the whole place, and there's no air conditioning over there, and it's day 2 of my period, so like fun for me, not. So I was like, okay, if I get this cleaned, then I get to go have fun and buy the candle that I want and get my books from the library and such. So we're gonna go have fun and try and resurrect the weekend because it's not been the best for me. And I gotta go back to work tomorrow, so I need to get some stuff done today. So let's go.
Are you ready for this? Come on, we could just go all in. We could just go all in. We could just go all in. Loving you is a gamble. Loving you is a gamble. Oh, burning me like a candle. You could be such a handful. Oh, why you always loving? We could just shoot straight. You don't tell me nothing, but I'm still going. Yeah, loving you is a gamble.
Okay, I picked up my library holds, and I thought I'd show you my stack. So I got Karen Memory, which is an adult steampunk murder mystery that looks really cool. I think it's kind of a backlist title. And then I got this really cute middle grade graphic novel called House Cat Trouble. It's about this cat whose owner like goes on vacation and his house gets taken over by these little purple monsters, and he has to like team up with the other cats to like save his house. It just looks really fun and cute. And then the last one I got is The Darkness Outside Us, which I've been wanting to read for a really long time. And it's a YA queer sci-fi, and I've heard really good things. It's a 2021 release, but for some reason this copy looks like it came out in like 1982. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it's about these 2 guys who are on this spaceship, and they like don't know that the other one is there, and I'm not sure if everybody else on the spaceship dies or what, but anyways, I've heard it's gay and I've heard it's really, really good. So anyways, that's my little haul. And then I also went to a bunch of other stores, so I'm going to show you guys what I got from those places when I get home. Okay, so it's time for a little haul. So as you guys saw, I went to Bath & Body Works and I got the vampire blood candle. I love what they did with the design this year with the bats too. It just looks really, really cool and it smells so good. But anyways, it's like my favorite candle scent on God's green earth. And it's awesome. It's just my favorite thing ever. And then they also had a bunch of other like Halloween stuff. So they had the pumpkin carving one too, which I got last year. And this one also smells really good and it's bright orange. Oh my gosh, it's like pumpkin spice kind of. It's so cute. But anyways, they had a bunch of the Halloween stuff out and then they also had just like other fall stuff. So I also got the marshmallow pumpkin latte lotion because this is one of my favorites too. Oh my gosh. This is it. This is it right here. And then I also got some stuff for my best friend for her birthday because I'm trying to do like a self-care birthday box that I'm going to send her this week. And so I got this lotion for her and it smells really good. It's called Pinkberry Clouds. And it's kind of sweet, but it's not floral, which is really nice because I hate the floral scents. They just give me a headache, but this one's really cute. So I got that stuff from Bath & Body Works. And then I kind of went ham at the mall because Peyton wasn't with me, and normally if we're together he will like grab my hand so that I don't get totally off task, because I will run into like any store that looks fun in the moment, and so I kind of went ham since I was by myself and I haven't gone like shopping by myself for girly stuff in a while. So I also went to Ulta and Old Navy, as you do. So I got some cute stuff from Ulta. I got some bobby pins because I've had mine literally since I was like 15 and they're starting to shed like little pieces of black plastic everywhere, which is gross. So I got these really cool metallic ones that actually like match my hair color, which is cool. And then I got this moisturizer from Peach Slices because their stuff is really, really good. It's made with like snail mucus basically, which sounds gross, but like it's actually really good for your skin. And if you have acne prone skin like I do, it's really nice and moisturizing and hydrating without like stinging or anything. And so I got their moisturizer because I use their toner every day and it's a gift. It's absolutely amazing. So this stuff looks really good, so I got it and I'm gonna try it out. And then I also got a face mask for my friend. These ones are really, really good, the like Korean face mask ones. And then I also got her some nail polish colors from OPI, which is my favorite nail polish brand, and they had some really cool like metallic ones. So this is like purple with like gold kind of in it, which is fun. And then I got this blue one that also has like kind of flecks of orange in it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's really cool. So I got these for her and the lotion and the face mask. And then I also got her a copy of again, The Magic by Lisa Kleypas because she really likes romance. So I'm gonna do this really cute little like self-care birthday box and I think she's really gonna like it. I'm really excited. So that's kind of like the fun girly like body stuff that I got. And then I went to Old Navy and I got some black shorts. I've been wanting black shorts from Old Navy for like ages, and I don't know what the deal is with Old Navy's sizing. It doesn't make any sense. Normally I'm a 4 in like all of their shorts, but lately they've been making new ones where like sometimes a 4 is too tight and sometimes a 4 is like baggy. So I tried on like every pair of black shorts I could find last time I was there and they were all either way too tight or way too big. And so I found these today and they're the only ones I could find that are black that actually fit me. And of course, and they're 4. So like, what? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. But you know what? I achieved the goal. And also these were $9 because they were on sale. Hell yeah. Sign me up. So anyways, that's what I got. And then I also have a reading update. So I finished In the Beautiful Country and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars because the ending felt like a little bit abrupt to me, just a smidge. But overall it was really, really good. I highly recommend this. I thought it was really fun because it talks a lot about immigration and like immigration from the perspective of a child, which was really interesting. And it was amazing how much the family in here like struggled when they moved to the US, and having like the language barrier and trying to make it with their new business, and then just moving to a place where they had no family, no friends, and how isolating that is. And they tried to like go to church and meet people and stuff, but there was still people even within those groups that they like fit into who were really judgmental and looked down at them for being poor and stuff like that. And it was sad, it was beautiful, it was tender, it was funny at times because the narrator is really like direct, but also it was sad to see her like get bullied at school and have these kids just be really racist to her and awful, but also see her kind of like realize that she doesn't care what other people think of her, and she's just gonna do her thing and like try to fit into this new place and make a better life for herself and her family. And it was really great. It was really, really tender. So anyways, I highly recommend this, and especially if you like books written in verse, this is a really, really good one to try out because it is such a quick read, but it's also really, really impactful. So anyways, this was great, fun and fresh time. And then my goal for tonight, I know I keep saying I'm going to start the audiobook for What Moves the Dead, but I'm actually going to start the audiobook, I swear. I'm going to do it. And then I also have just like a couple pages left of the Miu Love in the Dark, and so I want to start this one, finish this one, and then wrap up this vlog. So that's the goal for tonight. I will probably see you in the morning, hopefully with final updates on this stuff. And then we shall wrap up the SUMMERWEEN vlog. So I started the audiobook for What Moves the Dead, and initial thoughts, it feels like a combination of Mexican Gothic and Pride and Prejudice, which is interesting. So basically it starts off and it's set in Europe, and it feels kind of like historical, like Pride and Prejudice vibes with the way that people talk and stuff, but it has like the mushroom horror fungi stuff from Mexican Gothic, which I really like. And it's basically about this guy. His name's Alex, and he's a soldier, and he's going to see his friend Madeline Usher at her like house, and he hasn't seen her in a long time, and he's heard that she's dying, she's really sick, and so he goes to see her, and he's riding his horse, and he's coming up to the house, and he like stops to take a break, and he meets this lady named Eugenia Potter who's there to like look at the fungi and stuff because she's really into mycology, and they're talking about like the fungi and the Usher family and stuff. And so basically there's these really creepy mushrooms that like stink and put off this really gross odor that almost smells like a dead body if you like hit them. And there's this really creepy lake, it's really eerie, it's very atmospheric. And then like next to the lake is a big House of Usher, which is like this Gothic manor that's crumbling. And supposedly the Usher family is this like family of European nobility, and but they're really poor, so the house is falling apart. There's like no garden or anything. The other nobles like look down on them, and supposedly they're like ill and dying and stuff. And it's kind of interesting because the mycologist lady that Alex runs into is like, be careful of the mushrooms, like don't touch them. And Alex is like, you know, normally this kind of stuff doesn't freak me out, but like I'm getting spooky vibes from this lake and this house, and it's just really fun and Gothic, and it is kind of like funny at times. Alex is talking about like some of his other experiences, and he just has like a funny way of describing stuff, and the characters are all kind of like peculiar. Like the mycologist lady Eugenia Potter that he meets is very like passionate about mushrooms, but she's also an illustrator, and she kind of just like pops up out of nowhere and is like chatting about the mushrooms, and you're kind of like, hey, where did this lady come from? She just walked up the path and was like, yo, I'm here to inspect the shrooms, you know, I don't know. But so far I'm really enjoying it, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I think the audiobook is actually a really good way to go for this, because it really like gives the vibes, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, I'm gonna keep reading some more of this later today when I get off work, and then I will tell you more of my thoughts later on. Hi, so I just finished What Moves the Dead by Kingfisher, and I really, really enjoyed this. I'm not sure if it's a 4.5 or a 5. I feel like the more I think about it, the more it's going to be a 5-star. because it was really fun and interesting, but it wasn't really what I was expecting, because I went into this thinking it was going to be like really gruesome, but it's totally not that at all. It was really interesting because this is actually set in like a fictional version of Europe in the 1890s, and after I finished it I read the author's note, and that really kind of solidified just the really cool stuff that was going on in this book and what T. Kingfisher did with this story. So anyways, it's set in the 1890s, and there is mentions of like London and Paris and Germany, but there's also like some fictional cities and stuff that are mentioned, and the main character, Alex Easton, is really cool, and I felt like that character was just really fleshed out. And Alex is from this fictional town called Galatia, and there they have like 7 different pronouns. So there's he, she, they, and then a bunch of other ones too. So there's a certain pronoun just for children, and there's a certain pronoun that Alex uses because Alex is an ex-soldier, and so that plays into the story as well. And so this ended up being kind of like a combination of Mexican Gothic, The Unbroken by Steele Clark, and like Pride and Prejudice, because it has this historical element to it, and everybody kind of talks in like historical older English kind of way, which is really cool. And so not only do we have Alex, but we also have this other small cast of characters, and everybody was really well fleshed out. Like we have Miss Potter, who's super into mycology and mushrooms and stuff, and there's this character named Angus who goes with Alex to the House of Usher, and he's really funny, and he's got a Scottish accent, and he's just really cool too, and he kind of like helps out at the end with like solving the fungus problem and stuff. It's just really fun. So that was really interesting to see all the characters interact and like band together at the end to try and figure out what's going on with the House of Usher and try and solve the problem. It was just really good. It really popped off at the end, and the action was like boom, things were happening, and I really wanted to know what was going to go on and what was going to be happening with the creepy hares and the creepy tarn outside of the house and everything. It was really interesting. And the author's note was also really good at the end of this, because T. Kingfisher talks about how she was like writing this book, and then Mexican Gothic came out, and she read Mexican Gothic and was like, oh my gosh, like Sylvia Moreno Garcia did that so well, like what else can I possibly do with fungi, you know? And so she like put the story away for a little while and then came back to it later and decided to finish it and flesh it out. And I just really loved that she recommends Mexican Gothic and like notices how they're similar and how they're different, and really tried to like make the story her own. And I feel like she really did it. Like it has that mushroom element that Mexican Gothic had, but it's totally its own story, and I love that. And so I feel like if you like Mexican Gothic and you like the creepy fungi, creepy mansion vibe, you're gonna like this, but this is still definitely unique, and it doesn't feel like a Mexican Gothic ripoff at all. And I love that. I love that so much. I love that T. Kingfisher talked about that, because I felt like that was really important and cool. So anyways, I feel like the more I talk about this, the more I want to give it a 5, to be honest, because I really loved it. And so I also want to talk about the other prompts and stuff, and kind of what books I read for what prompts for Summerween. So the first book was Read a Book in the Dark, and so for that I finished In the Beautiful Country, which I gave 4.5 stars. And then the second prompt was Read a Book with Halloween colors on the cover. And so for that, I'm going to count What Moves the Dead, because it has like red and black and mushrooms and creepy rabbits on it. And then prompt 3 was Read a Slasher. So for that one, I'm going to count The Me You Love in the Dark, because it does get really gory at the end, and there are like some slashery scenes and stuff. Because I don't really read like full-on slashers, that's not really my vibe, but I feel like this is kind of the closest that I get. And then the next prompt was Read a Book with Haunt in the title. And so for that, I was reading She Is a Haunting, but I'm only like 50 pages into this. I didn't have time to finish it, and it's pretty chunky and long, and honestly, if I want to get this vlog up and edited, then I'm not gonna have time to finish this, and this vlog's already gonna be late because I was busy with moving, and I've been working extra hours this week because my manager is sick, and it's just been like a time. So I'm not gonna try to finish this big chunky one in this vlog. But the prompt doesn't say you have to finish a book with haunt in the title. It says you have to read a book with haunt in the title, which technically I did do. So I'm gonna count it, and if you don't like it, sucks to suck. What can I say? And then the last prompt was make or break a treat with your spooky read. And so I did make the brownies, even though they didn't turn out super great. But in my defense, we did put them in the fridge and they kind of like hardened up. And then my boyfriend ate some and he was like, well, they're not super great brownies, but they are really good fudge. And I agree with that statement. And we ate the whole pan of them. So there's that for you. So anyways, all in all, I read 3 books that I really enjoyed, and then I got part of the way through a 4th one, which I think is pretty good for me. And the books that I did read, I really enjoyed, because this was a 4, and this was like a 4.55, and this was a 4.5. So on the whole, I really enjoyed everything that I read this week, and I'm super glad that I bought all of these at work and that I got to read all of them, because they're all ones that I've recently purchased and I need to get better about reading the books that I buy. So on the whole, I'm really thrilled with all the reading that I did, and I had a fun, spooky, fresh time. So that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end of this vlog, leave me either a red heart or a like pumpkin jack-o'-lantern emoji in the comments, because I would love to see everybody who got to the end of this vlog. Also, let me know if you have any good like spooky book recommendations for me that have like haunted houses or mushroom horror, because I'm really into that right now. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!